Hey, welcome back. I'm Danny Burke, and I am an ex-child, a former kid. I'm a very, very old baby. I thought some pretty strange things were true in my childhood. As an adult, I found that I wasn't alone in this. A lot of people out there thought some pretty funny and kind of dumb things were true when they were kids as well. So I gathered some of the best and some of my own, so let's enjoy them together. This is the top 10 dumbest things we believed as kids. Okay, starting off at number 10 now, we have the black and white past. This is a really common one that I saw all over the internet. It turns out a lot of people used to think that all the old pictures and movies from the time before color cameras were actually from a time when color just didn't exist yet. Everything was black and white. A lot of people thought this when they were kids, but everyone seemed to have their own weird theory about who invented color or how it was invented. I'm quite glad because I don't think this look suits me. Imagine a black and white YouTube. Yeah. No thank you. Let's move on to our number 9. Now I've heard that a lot of people used to think that cats and dogs were the same species, just different genders. Now usually this involves thinking all cats were female and all dogs were male for some reason. I saw this one everywhere online and nobody seems to know where it actually comes from. Some suggestions have been that it came from cartoons that tend to feature female cats and male dogs, but I really have no idea. I would love it if any of you guys thought this as a kid and then you could explain to me in the comments section, why did you think this? Alright, moving on to number 8 now. I thought I'd include one of my own personal ones here, just so you know I was not free from dumb thoughts as a kid. I used to think that babies look like their dads because the dad would just hang around the mum a lot when she was pregnant. Somehow the baby would be like, oh, this guy that's hanging around quite a lot, that must be the dad, so I'm just gonna make sure that I look a little bit like him. I remember thinking, how come mum's body knows to make me look like dad and not some random guy that she works with? Welcome, everyone, to my strange childhood brain. Alright, next up at number 7. How many of you thought that swallowing watermelon seeds or apple seeds would result in a plant growing inside you? I personally didn't, but I can't believe how many people I've spoken to that did. Sometimes they don't know why they thought it, but some people said that their parents told them this was true. Harsh. Maybe they were worried about seeds being bad for their kids and so they made up this story. Just in case anyone is still unsure, no, your stomach is not a very friendly place for a watermelon plant to grow. Don't worry. Coming in at number 6 now, car signals reading the mind of a driver. This is one that I remember thinking too, so I was glad that I wasn't alone when I heard that other people thought this too. These days, as a driver, I know that my indicator lights will flash if I flick them on, but as a kid, I thought it was nothing short of magic. I used to think that the car just knew which way the driver wanted the car to go. How does a mind-reading car work, you might ask? Well, I never really got around to figuring that part out. Magic is magic. Next up at number 5, we have a belief that I never had, but I wish I did because it would have made the world a little bit more colourful. Some of us apparently used to believe that black and white cows produce plain milk, but the brown cows were the ones that produced chocolate milk. I wish this was true. I really do wish this was true. I thought it couldn't get any better, and then I heard that some people used to think that strawberry milk came from, yep, you guessed it, pink cows. Reality sucks. We're gonna stay on the drinking theme now for number 4. How many of you guys thought that drinking and driving involved drinking anything, not just alcohol? I came across countless stories online of people saying that when they were kids, they used to watch in horror as their parents would drink coffee in the morning and then get straight in the car and drive to work. How could they ignore all those warnings on TV about how dangerous drinking and driving was? Did they just not care? Well, no. Obviously once you get to a certain age you understand that it's drinking specifically alcohol that's dangerous as a driver. Having some orange juice before heading to work doesn't quite make you a hardened criminal. Coming in at number 3 now, I'm gonna throw a personal one of mine in here for your enjoyment. I used to think there was a flap in my throat that would separate the food and drink that I would swallow. Somehow my body would know if it was food and the flap would go one way and send food down to my, I don't know, food stomach, and then if I was drinking the flap would go the other way and send drink down to my drink stomach. That's a thing. Yeah, it didn't really make scientific sense whatsoever. I think the first time I really began to question it was when I was having some soup with bits in it, and I remember thinking, how will the flap know which way to go? I still don't know how the flap knows which way to go. Next up at number 2 now, we have The Truman Show. Now this one is named after the famous Jim Carrey movie where he plays Truman, a man whose whole life has been a reality TV show, but he doesn't know it. A lot of people felt like they really were living in some version of that when they were kids. I used to feel the same way, to be honest. People who experienced this say that they felt everyone else in the world wasn't real and more like actors in this great show that was their life. Perhaps there are some kids right now watching this video who believe this and think that I don't exist outside of this YouTube screen. Maybe that's true. Maybe I'm fake? Am I fake? And finally now at number 1, we have the childhood belief that getting cash back after buying something or writing a check for someone was free money. When a lot of kids see ATM cash machines spitting out money for their parents, they naturally think, oh, that just must mean free money. You just put in 4 numbers and it rewards you with free money forever. The same goes for writing checks to people. All you have to do is write an amount on a piece of paper and bam, now it's worth that amount. Whenever you pay for something on card and then they ask you, do you want cash back? Why would you ever say no to free cash, right? Well, at some point, we all learn the harsh reality that all of that money, either taking it or giving it to someone else, is actually our own money. There is no free money. There are no free money machines, I think. Still kind of holding on to the hope that one day I'll find a free money machine. Some people tell me that isn't the best career plan. Well guys, that was a small selection of some dumb things that we all thought were true as kids. How many of them did you relate to? Do you guys have any stranger ones? If you guys do want a part 2 of this, then I want you to start commenting real things that you believed as a kid down below. So if you want to be featured in the next video, then let me know. I'm Danny Burke, and I'll see you all in the next video.